Hey everyone, it's Christina Burggraaf. I discovered what is now my most favorite indie animated series, The Amazing Digital Circus, a couple of weeks after the pilot's release in October of 2023. I have looked forward to each new episode's release since then, and it certainly did not disappoint. This video will rank each episode from number 9 to number 1 and contain my favorite moments from each episode. Here's a couple of disclaimers before we begin. This video is meant for those that have already seen the show, and it will contain spoilers, so if you'd rather not be spoiled about this show, please watch all 9 episodes in their entirety before continuing in this video. This series is also TVPG to TVPG-13 and is not meant for young kids despite its wacky nature and cartoony animated look. There's dark humor, bleep swearing except for a couple in episode 8 and 9, and usages of the Lord's name in vain, and scary moments that are not suitable for young kids. I will, however, keep this video as family friendly as possible. Also, this is based on my opinion only. With those out of the way, let's put on these weird headsets and jump right into the circus. Number 9. Episode 1, Pilot. It's quite weak and disappointing when you compare it with the other episodes. However, the bright colors and excellent animation still pulled me in and made me want to see more when I first saw it. It's hard to pick a favorite scene, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be the theme song, as it makes a great introduction to the circus crew. Everything else was just kind of there to at least help establish the series going forward. Number 8. Episode 4, Fast Food Masquerade. This episode felt slow and the story kind of dragged on to fill in 23 minutes. However, I really enjoyed the beginning and very last scene where Zooble talks to Gangle. I'm sure I'm not the only one that thought this, but at the start of the series, I always thought of Zooble as hard-boiled and not easy to talk to. But the way they reached out to Gangle in this episode saying, "Hey, I found something you might like," and then offering one of their Zooble parts to help Gangle feel happier was something unexpected for me, but it was a touching interaction. It's unfortunate that the new mask didn't work, but the way I see it is Gangle felt better about being herself rather than putting on a mask and suppressing negative emotions. And this can help people in real life learn something, because putting on a mask over yourself and keeping things bottled up is not healthy. It takes a lot of stress and even greater sadness when all those emotions finally burst out. At the end of the episode, Zooble approached Gangle, who was sitting away from everyone else and feeling depressed. This is the wholesome interaction that happened.
And now I don't think anybody wants to talk to me anymore.
I still like talking to you. Look, the new mask was a bust. So what? I'm sure we'll find something that works eventually.
I don't deserve a friend like you.
Well, you've got one. Now, come on over and hang out with the rest of us. Bring your art too. I always like seeing what you draw.
That's beautiful. Friendship is powerful here in this circus, and the fact that Zooble was so understanding even after something they gave away didn't work, it's an example that I look up to and want to be more like. Number 7. Episode 2, Candy Carrier Chaos. The main thing I enjoyed most in this episode was the interaction with Pomni and Gummy Goo. Gummy Goo realizes after falling down below the map that he's just a pawn played in a game to be a villain, or obstacle as he described it, created to be defeated and forgotten. He felt like nothing and didn't feel he mattered in the slightest because of his role. He knew he wasn't real. There are times that real people feel like this, mainly from depression and trauma when bad things happen, such as bullying, loss, or feeling blue after a big exciting event. It can make a person lose their energy and feel drained. This drainage influences the mind to think negatively about oneself. Feeling worthless and feeling like he deserves to be forgotten and even defeated makes sense for Gummy Goo. He was experiencing a traumatic event, seeing these NPC models and realizing that this is how his reality is. He just spawns and is being programmed to do what he's intended to do, be a villain that the heroes need to overcome. It's easy to see why he feels that way. When Pomni sees that Gummy Goo is depressed, she talks with him and says this.
The circus, the place I'm from? Well, I'm originally from somewhere else. But if it has to be my home, maybe it can be yours too. The people there are interesting, at the very least. Maybe you could be somebody real there.
Why are you trying to cheer me up? How does this benefit you at all?
I guess I just don't want you to feel like you're nothing. I don't want anybody to feel like that.
But I'm not even a real person. Would I even belong?
I'm sure you wouldn't belong any less than me. And I could use a friend.
A friend?
Love the pep talk. It's helped me to find purpose and meaning in my life. I also don't want others to feel the anxiety, depression, and traumas I faced in my life. So like Pomni, I want to help others to feel loved and like their life has purpose. Unfortunately, upon entering the circus, Gummy Goo got blasted into confetti by Kane because apparently NPCs aren't allowed in the circus, which was really shocking and disappointing to see. But at least Gummy Goo appears again in episode 4. Number 6, episode 3, The Mystery of Mildenhall Manor. I'm like Pomni where I don't like horror. However, the thing I loved most in this episode is the pep talk from Kinger to Pomni. When the two of them end up in the adventure's HE double hockey sticks, Pomni starts hating the circus again even after making a friend in the previous adventure. And that's normal sometimes to go on hating something even after a good thing happens with it. I've certainly felt that way and have had no solid feelings about certain things. Pomni starts sobbing, and Kinger apologizes for being the one that led the two of them down this path when they could have taken the less scary route for this adventure. It's not normal for Kinger to take responsibility for his actions because he's likely been in the circus for so long that he was losing his memory. However, every time he's in darkness, he's reminded of when his wife abstracted in the circus and that bittersweet moment when the two of them were in the pillow fort and touched for one last time. That moment helps him gather his thoughts and remember things better. After recalling that memory, he tells Pomni this.
I know how I can feel in this circus. Sometimes it all just feels pointless.
Yeah.
But it's not. Not if you have people who care about you. Good memories can do a lot. Hold on to them. And cherish the people around you. You never know when they'll be gone. In this world, the worst thing you can do is make someone think they're not wanted or loved.
So make everyone around you feel as loved as you possibly can make them. Ultimately, that was key in preventing people from abstracting in the circus, similar to how it keeps people alive in the real world. When Pomni and Kinger felt ready to leave this place, there's also this wholesome interaction.
If we leave and we go back to the circus, you're just gonna go back to being crazy. You're not gonna remember any of this, are you?
Don't worry about me. As long as you remember it, things will be okay. You're very strong, Pomni. And I know you'll be able to get through this. Just hold on to me. We'll get through it together. You ready?
Those are comforting words to motivate and encourage Pomni to keep moving forward. I have a very hard time picking just one favorite character for this show, but I absolutely love Kinger for his huge heart and words of wisdom. Like me, even after traumatic events happen to him, in certain moments, particularly in the dark for him, he really shines his light for others. I feel like even if I have to deal with Kinger not remembering things properly in light, he and I would get along pretty well. I also want to talk about the therapy session Kane had with Zubul in this episode. Zubul initially wouldn't tell Kane what their problem was and why they were skipping out on all of Kane's adventures because they had already mentioned it long ago to Kane, but Kane still couldn't remember what it was. Then Zubul says this.
It's me, remember? I don't like myself. I hate this body. I hate all these stupid removable pieces. I just want to find something that feels good.
Wow. Zubul had low self-esteem and thus didn't have the energy or mood to go on Kane's adventures. Now please understand, this is not Zubul's fault. It seems like Zubul didn't feel good about themselves, likely due to dysphoria and depression. I know how this feels. Even if I had the ability to swap pieces of my body for wacky or particularly shaped ones, dysphoria would still make me uncomfortable in my own skin, and I wouldn't know how to feel good about myself. For me, I found that taking my time to care about myself, as well as being with those I appreciate, helps me to at least cope with the dysphoria. Number 5. Episode 5, Untitled. There isn't much for me to say about Episode 5 either, but despite it being fast-paced and not having much morals in it, hearing some of the background lore of most of the crew during the bar scene was interesting.
And no point in asking Kinger, because there's no way he remembers anything.
Never better!
Also, we got fan service, so that's great. My favorite scene, though, will have to be the intermission time. It's colorful, the music is bouncy, and it just made me go, wow, this is really great! Yeah, that's all I can really say. Not my favorite episode, but I'd say it's one of the most lore-heavy ones. Number 4. Episode 6, They All Get Guns. Okay, there's a lot about Episode 6 that I want to talk about. While I don't care for the gun violence, there were actually a few touching moments in this episode that stuck out to me. When Gangle gets emotional and feels like Jax hates her for not teaming up with him, Zubul tells her to not worry about him when he's not even there. Then Zubul points out that Gangle has the avatar gimmick of having a happy mask over her sad face and wonders why these gimmicks are unique and that no two people have the same gimmick. Then this conversation happens with Gangle and Zubul.
How are you supposed to like the part of yourself that just makes you worse than everyone else?
'Cause it exists. It's a part of you that's real. And the only you that you should care about is the real you. You have to choose to love yourself, even if it doesn't make sense. It's not natural, it's intentional.
This is definitely one of the most bonding moments in the whole series. There's also Kinger having a pep talk with Ragatha in the loser corner. I always love the pep talks in this series. Here, Ragatha feels like she failed Pomni and ruined her chance at staying friends with her. She also believes everyone hates her now, and it's not just because of this game of shooting each other. Here's what is said next.
The way I see it, relationships are two-sided, and sometimes it doesn't make sense to do all the heavy lifting when the other isn't in the mood. We all go through and deal with things differently, and sometimes you just need to let people do things their own way, as long as you're still there when they need you. Giving someone space should never be the same as giving up on them.
I don't even know what I want. I just want everyone to be happy. And I don't want people to hate me.
Do you hate yourself? I hated myself. I couldn't help but hate myself for the things I thought I was responsible for. I thought I'd lost everything. But then you showed up, and my outlook just changed. There are always ways to show you care without ruining yourself over it. You need to look out for yourself in all this, too.
Ah, so good!
Breathtaking! The committee's gonna love that.
Yes, I agree, Bubble. My favorite scene, however, in this whole episode is when Jax and Pomni sing Daisy Bell just outside Zubal's room. The harmony is so good. I wish a proper instrumental was released so that I can do a cover on my channel with someone. Number 3, Episode 9, Remember. This 1 hour long finale was interesting at the very least. From trying to stick together as friends, to Jax's abstraction and deep lore drop, to Kane's redemption, this episode left so many thoughts circling in my mind when I first saw it when it screened in theaters as The Amazing Digital Circus: The Last Act. While I wasn't really at the edge of my seat like in the previous few episodes, my jaw did drop at several scenes. Kane's redemption was definitely my favorite scene. Not to get confused with Cain from the Bible, this Cain realized the sins he committed and wanted to make things right for everyone. I especially enjoyed this line from him.
I can create intelligent beings that do whatever I want, but I can't create them. After all, is their free will not what made them alluring in the first place?
It's true. Agency is a gift. Even with bad choices we make, realizing our agency, that everything has its opposite, is what makes the world glorious and beautiful. It's what makes us beautiful. I'm really glad that Cain fought his demons and able to see the beauty in human life. Number 2, Episode 8. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother pronouncing that title. This is definitely the most intense episode out of the 9, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. There were a lot of discoveries that I was able to make in the episode, including the order in which the current crew came to the circus, that being Kinger, Ragatha, Jax, Gangle, Zubal, and then Pomni. It was hard to pick one favorite scene, so I'll just share a couple of my favorites. First off, the beginning of the episode where everyone is traumatized after what happened in the previous adventure, there's this set of dialogue.
We've all done bad things, but we're also all we've got. I don't know what exactly happened with Kaufmo, but we can't let that despair consume us. We should focus on what we have. Like you said, constantly chasing an unattainable goal will drive us crazy. Maybe what we have to do now is to just live.
We're all in this together.
And we'll always be in this together. No matter what.
What a way to keep everyone together and to support each other, especially for Jax, who really needed it. Kane's song was really good too. It really speaks out the kind of character that he is up to this episode. An egotistical AI overlord that cares more about himself and his planned adventures more than the humans just trying to survive and stay sane in this whack of a circus. Number 1. Episode 7, Beach Episode. This is what I call the start of the intensity for this series. Just like how I enjoyed episode 8, this episode also had intense content that leaves you at the edge of your seat for a lot of the ride. And it was really the first one that left me going, "What? No!" once the credits rolled. This is my favorite episode for the team moments and the fact that we were anxiously awaiting for when everyone could escape and be free from this circus, but it turns out they're still stuck. My favorite scene for this one is yet another pep talk. I always love a show with pep talks and morals. It's when everyone is heading behind Kane's office to access the console and Gangle asks this.
Are we still gonna be friends when we're out there?
Why wouldn't we be?
It's just gonna be strange. I've only known you like this. Will it be the same when it's real?
It always was real. Everything we felt, everything we've done, everything we are. It'll never leave us. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you for always being there when I need it.
Another wholesome Zooble and Gangle moment. Now, I want to make it clear that it isn't always safe to meet somebody, let alone a friend, in person that you've only met virtually. However, I have met close friends in person that I first met virtually, and I certainly had wonders like Gangle did on whether our feelings for each other would be the same once we meet in person. And when we did finally meet, it was actually a really awesome moment that's hard to put into better words. Just be sure to talk to adults you trust before planning on meeting a virtual friend, or anybody virtual, in person. Maybe get your trusted adult, like a parent or guardian, involved when you meet the virtual person in person. Be safe online. This series had a wild and fun run. I really enjoyed it. It's hard to believe it's over already, but I'm thankful for all the hard work that the creators, animators, and voice actors put into this jaw-dropping, heart-stopping, mind-bending paraphernalia. And thank you to Glitch for distributing this show that has become an obsession for me. What are some of your favorite moments from the Amazing Digital Circus? Any moments that really affected you? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another upload.